The Knicks postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. The top offense in the league dominates the best defense in the league. Mikal Bridges, end of the first half, a little magic. Knicks 71 first half points. And they, at one point, were up by 37. They end up beating Orlando 121-106. The Knicks move on, the Emirates NBA Cup. Great to have you with us, Bill Pito, along with Wally Zerbiak. So with this win, Wally, the Knicks advance to the quarterfinals of the Emirates NBA Cup. They'll be playing host to Atlanta here at MSG next Wednesday. And we frame this coming into this game as the Knicks offense against the Orlando defense. Magic give up 102 points per game. That's the best D in terms of points against in the whole league. And the Knicks had 106 points after 3 quarters of play.
Yep, the Knicks offense was clicking tonight. And I always said, great offense is always going to beat great defense, especially in the new age NBA when it's all about the three-point shot. The Knicks are on fire from deep. Another 43% performance from the three-point line. The ball was moving around. Mikal Bridges is shooting lights out after his little bit of a struggle. Karl Anthony Towns, Orlando had no answer for him. I mean, he just dominated down low. Their big man Batazzi was out. No Paolo Banchero. I thought it would catch up to the Magic at some point. They obviously need a guy like him when they play the elite teams like the Knicks in the East and in the NBA.
The Magic had won 12 out of 13. They've been rolling up wins even without Paolo Banchero. We talked about their defense, but as we take a look at some of the highlights, one thing we've learned here now, this is game 21 for the Knicks this season. When this offense gets rolling, they're almost impossible to stop.
They are, because they have weapons at every single position. They all have the complete game, and the way that guy is shooting the basketball is impressive. From one shooter to another, Deuce McBride comes in the game and just absolutely lets it rip and hits nothing but net. There's his running mate Cameron Payne getting that nice little bucket. And Josh Hart, triple-double Josh Hart, is back. Outstanding performance. You could tell, and this was a nice little design play to close out the half. Throw it up to the big man, Karl Anthony Towns, tip it over to Mikal Bridges. I don't know if the bank was in the plan, but it'll go and it'll count. I thought Jalen Brunson did a great job setting the tone early on in the game. He was really aggressive. And then Mikal Bridges just continued to pour it on. In that third quarter, you mentioned, they had it up to 37 points. Let their foot off the gas a little bit, but it doesn't matter. That's a great wire-to-wire win for the Knicks.
All right, the numbers for you. Each of the Knicks starters in double figures, and Deuce McBride off the bench for 18. The Knicks 20 of 20 from the line, and this their 11th game this year with at least 30 assists, Wally. All year last year, they had 10 games with at least 30 assists. Already, this is the 11th with at least 30 assists.
Yeah, this personnel moves the ball. There's nobody holding the ball. There's nobody going one-on-one. You take 2-3 dribbles. You explore the first action. If you don't have anything, you swing it, you move it. The old adage, you hear a lot of coaches say it, you want to move the defense from side to side because then the defense gets a little bit out of position and not everyone is in help position. And that's what the Knicks are doing. They're moving the defense around. And when you beat your first initial defender, the help sometimes when it's not there, you can take to the basket. When it's there, you can kick it out to open shooters for three. Right now, this Knicks team is playing off each other. They're making each other better. And the chemistry is coming together. This is what we expected this team to get to. It's coming together very nicely and very quickly.
Josh Hart filling up the box score. His second triple-double this year, his 8th triple-double as a Knick Wall. He goes for 11 points, 13 rebounds, and 10 assists.
Yeah, I just thought the way the Knicks came out in this game, they came out to send a message. And Josh Hart, obviously, he's that guy that, oh, really? The Orlando Magic are supposedly a defensive physical team? Well, that's my game. So let me set the tone early. And I thought he did that. He was getting every rebound offensive. He was taking the ball to the basket with ferocity and physicality, finishing with and ones. And, you know, that type of tone, the Knicks don't mind playing physical. This team does not mind mixing it up. That's how Tom Thibodeau likes coaching his players. He loves those kind of guys that like to play those kind of games where there's a lot of contact, and you could see it tonight. Orlando came out making a couple threes to start the game. Caldwell Pope was on fire. They built themselves a lead of, I think, 14-6. But once this game started to settle in, I think Orlando looked at the Knicks and they were like, we don't have as good of players, and no matter how hard we play, we're not going to have a chance in this one. That's what the Knicks sent the message at in this game.
All right, let's sort out the Emirates NBA Cup. As we mentioned, the preliminary round is over and it's all set. Bucks beat the Pistons tonight, so they win Group B, and they're the #1 seed. The Knicks are the #2 seed. Atlanta won Group C. They're going to be the 3rd seed. And the Magic, despite losing, will be the wild card. So the Knicks and the Hawks will play here next Wednesday night, and Milwaukee will host Orlando in the other quarterfinal in the Eastern Conference. And the winners will move on to the semifinals in Las Vegas. And that's the situation in the Eastern Conference as the Knicks, for the 2nd straight year, make the quarterfinals of the NBA Cup. Monica McNutt now joins us. Helped call the game, as always, on ESPN New York, the radio call. Monica, what do you think tonight from your vantage point?
Fantastic. I think the efficiency of the Knicks offense is a thing of beauty. I often call performances like this the realization of the promise, right? And you didn't even really, you still got 20-point performances from your 2 stars, and Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson, but the sharing of the sugar, the 30 assist mark yet again, guys, and so the record continues to improve when this team hits that mark. I thought this was a terrific performance all around on both sides of the basketball.
Monica, this team really looks like they're coming together quickly. Do you think they're gelling and the chemistry is where it needs to be in game, what is it, 21, 22, whatever it is?
It's on the right track, Wally. Now, look, so here's where I am. Yes, the last 2 games, fantastic, gaudy numbers. We hold an asterisk and a critical eye based on who this team has played. But I agree with you in that it's moving in the right direction. I still think of what Jalen Brunson said during that road trip, that this team has to find a way to find steady as opposed to ups and downs and roller coasters. But right now, it's gotten pretty level with these 2 performances. And I think they have a good chance to kind of keep this same momentum as you look at the schedule for the rest of the calendar week.
Monica, we've talked in recent pregames about the bench, Deuce McBride and Cam Payne. Tonight, you had McBride with 10 points in the first half, Payne with 7 points in the first half. And when Jalen Brunson came out in the first half, the Knicks were at +12. I thought that was one of the keys to the game tonight.
I agree with you, Pito. I agree with you because that is why those guys have been brought in Cameron Payne over the summer and Karl-Anthony Towns over the summer. And then for McBride, we saw what he was able to do for this team last year. This year, it likely is going to be building upon that. And so there's a level of trust and equity there that gives this team confidence. I mean, to be able to continue in a positive direction and not absorb a hit when your stars go to the bench, like that is an incredible sign of growth. And to Wally's point, of a team that is gelling and beginning to understand one another, both in terms of where one another's spots are and what one another's strengths are in real time.
Monica, Josh Hart, he's just been playing so well all season. Another triple-double in today's game. How important is he to the Knicks' pulse and their heartbeat?
I would say he is the pulse, right? If Jalen Brunson is sort of your steadying force, your captain, your leader, it's Josh Hart that kind of sets the tempo for this team. He's relentless in so many different facets, and anytime you talk to him, you guys, and you guys know this, it's all about the team. He's willing to do whatever is necessary in order for this team to win. The first thing that he said to us in our post-game interview was like, oh yeah, we don't really care who's doing it. We just love that everybody's getting involved as far as this team being able to put W's in the appropriate column. So for so many reasons, because of what he brings physically, but also his mentality, I would agree with you. He's certainly a very important part of the pulse of this team.
All right, Monica, triple-double for Josh Hart. Thank you as always. We'll talk to you on Thursday night.
Sounds good.
And when we come back, we'll hear from Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau. His team moves on to the quarterfinals of the Emirates NBA Cup, winning tonight over the Magic 121-106.
The Knicks postgame show is presented by Audi. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer today.
Welcome back, everyone. 6 Knicks tonight scoring double figures, and the Knicks dominate Orlando 121-106. Back now from the corner 3 presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. So next up for the Knicks, another game against the Hornets. It's on Thursday night. It's here at MSG. Pre-game at 7, game at 7:30. It's a big night for us. It's our Garden of Dreams fundraiser night. Saturday, the Knicks will play host to Detroit. And then Monday, the Knicks are on the road to take on the Raptors in Toronto. Time now to listen into the post-game comments from Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau, as always, presented by Chase.
That means something to you?
Just worried about Charlotte.
How well? I mean, what went well for you guys right from the beginning?
Just worried about Charlotte. I think I like the way we started the game. Obviously, setting a defensive tone. I thought OG and Mikhail were phenomenal defensively to get us going. And then I thought we played very unselfishly. And guys played together. They created good shots for each other. And you have to, you know, they're a great defensive team, so I think that was important. And then, you know, I thought our bench gave us a big lift when they went in there as well. I thought Deuce and Cam brought a lot of energy to the game, and we needed that.
Tom, can you talk more about what a test it was for your offense? I mean, they were ranked so high defensively, and then you guys, in just the first half, were making, you know, spectacular plays after spectacular plays.
Yeah, you know, and part of it is, you know, that not obviously they're down some people, but I loved how unselfish we were, and I thought they made great reads when we got into the paint, just making the extra pass, and then creating the right space, and then cutting, which got us going downhill. And when you do that, everyone finds rhythm, and you're finding good shots. You're creating good shots for each other, and it's everyone working together, and I think that's important.
So when you're up like 30, whatever, in the fourth quarter, do you know the implications of
Just worried about Charlotte.
Towns had a feisty game. You like to see that from him, kind of going at it with the Wagners, with the Wagner.
Yeah, and look, I think overall, and I get, like, I think the physicality of the game is changing, and I think that's good. I think it's good there's more of a balance to it, so I think that'll bring the best out in the competition. And so, and that's what I think people want to see. They want to see people compete. And so, and Carl's a physical guy. As long as it's consistent and it's the same way for both teams, I don't mind that at all. Matter of fact, I like it.
Tom, Jalen, like, seems like he has just progressed so much, especially in the last 2 years, not just in terms of pick and roll reads, but being able to play different styles in pick and roll, play around different types of screens, getting different passes out of it. When did you feel like he kind of hit that different level as a facilitator?
Well, I think that's been, like, when you look at his career, that's really been who he is. And so he's had a lot of different roles. And so he's comfortable in each role. And then what I think great leadership is providing whatever your team needs. So sometimes it's more of a distributor, sometimes it's more of a scorer. We saw last year we got down people, we needed him to score to have a chance. And so now we have more scorers, and he's just reading the game. And then someone gets going, and, you know, if they load up on him, which, you know, teams are going to do, and then just make the right play. Don't fight the double team, hit the open man, and guys are getting real comfortable cutting off them, and those easy baskets are huge for us.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep, thank you.
Interesting with the different pieces now on the Knicks in terms of what they all can do offensively. Jalen Brunson's playing a different brand of basketball.
Yeah, we thought his assists would go up with all the weapons that he has around him. He can play more of a pure point guard role, but at the same time, he's still got to look to score. I mean, he's unstoppable one-on-one. He's very good in the pick and roll. He can break down the defense whenever he wants.
He doesn't have to score. He doesn't have to score 30 every night.
Right. Yeah, but he still has to make the defense respect him. And I love the way he came out in the first quarter. When the Knicks got down, he got aggressive. He's the one that pulled them back, got them stabilized, got them back into the game, and then the shots started to fall and started to flow. So he can pick and choose his spots. Then in the third quarter, he had another big third quarter. He can't lose his aggressiveness, though, offensively. When he has the ball, he always has to look to attack, because when he attacks, he can find a shot for himself or he can find a shot for his teammates. He can't lounge out there, has to attack and use all the weapons that he has on his team.
By the way, Brunson, the Eastern Conference Player of the Week. Karl Anthony Towns, Wally, meantime, 23 points, 15 rebounds. He's played 20 games so far as a Knick, and 18 times he's recorded a double-double.
Yeah, that's what he does. That's his career averages. He as a career player in the NBA all 9 years, he averages a double-double. And the pick and roll chemistry between him and Jalen Brunson has been outstanding. The physicality of this game, there you see Mo Wagner just taking hatchet shots at him, and he just says, all right, I'll just have to deal with you. And he dealt with him very well. I thought he handled the physicality. I thought he went back at this Orlando team. There's the sweet stroke that we always love to see from deep, knocking down those triples. And just since he's come here, it's not easy adapting to a new system, a new city, new teammates, new coaching staff. He's just been wonderful. He really has. He's really taken to it. He has some home pride here growing up in New Jersey, so playing at the Garden, he loves it. He's got a great support staff and his dad and his family, and you can see all that shows out there on the floor, because doing what he's doing, just being a new guy on this team, it's not easy, and he's embraced it, and he's done outstanding, and he's really filled his role perfectly.
He's fit in perfectly.
Yes.
Very likable.
Yes.
Great teammates.
Yes, he is.
All right, up next, we got the MSG 150. We're going to sort out what's happening in the Emirates NBA Cup, Dallas in action, and much more when we come back right after this.